Sheffield United fans are saying if we have to cope with the next 5 games with One and Brewster up front, we're in trouble. We need more back. Comes the cries. Welcome to Where Blades Walk is episode 19. We're also talking about the ownership. Time to say goodbye to the Prince. What does that mean for Sheffield United going forward? We're also reviewing set pieces because that's the talk in football, and who've been the best fans at Bramall Lane this year, which brings some Christmas cheer. We're also getting the FA Cup draw reaction from Shax, from Connor, and we've got Lucas back with us as well. Thank you all so much for watching the quickest and most comprehensive review of all things Sheffield United on the internet. Let's start with you then, Shax. We're reviewing West Brom 2, Blades 2. Fair result?
Yeah, I mean, we could have possibly nicked it. I think after that first 20 minutes, I thought first 20 minutes we were still asleep. I never like playing on a Sunday. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of that. So, like Sunday and Monday nights, we seem to be terrible. And we started off terrible, but I think we got there in the end, still quick fire goals. And it's just a point away from home. If you're winning your own games, a point away from home's good enough. And I took it before the game. I'm happy with it now.
Yeah, decentish side, aren't they, West Brom as well? And Leeds went there and drew, so that's no harm in that. Alexander says it's a fair result considering we're missing our 2 main centre-backs. They also were all over us for large parts of the second half. Lucas, how much did you miss your suspended pair?
I think quite a lot. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Robinson. I love him, obviously, but I think he has got a mistake in him, realistically, and it was just weird. I don't think Sariq had his best game either. Thought he was having trouble with their winger quite a lot, but I think they're both back for Tuesday, if I'm right. So I'm just glad we got a point, because I think come out of that unscathed, then we're all right.
Okay. Connor, Glump says, I love this, by the way. I put more effort into my morning dump than One since he came on, and Brewster is the biggest fraud to wear the shirt. What does he do in training day in, day out? We'll be Reet, we'll still top, and a -2 start in it. Zedbat says if we're going into the next 5 games with One and Brewster up top, we're in trouble. We need Kiefer back soon. Has he got a point, Connor?
Yeah, I think we are a bit light in terms of what we've got in options up front. Obviously, more being out. One, I don't think people can lump a lot on him. At the end of the day, it's his first ever season in professional football. He's doing well and he looks a prospect. So the only way you're going to get him to develop is getting him game time. He's got to learn as much as we need someone in, but he's definitely a key area we need to focus on in January.
Okay. What about Brewster, Shaq? So we've been a bit too harsh on that. Can you give him the benefit of the doubt as it's his first game back for a while?
No. I don't. No. He's awful, mate. I can't. I could take you 20 minutes up talking about how bad he is. I don't rate him at all. I hear people say, "Oh yeah, he just needs a break." He doesn't. He just needs a new club. He just needs to go. I mean, like Connor's just said, you can't be jumping on One A's back. He's a young kid. We thought that with Asula when he first got on scene. We got 10 million for him in summer, so I think One A could be very similar to Asula. He's got a similar sort of profile, similar sort of attributes. He's a big, strong lad, but. No, Brewster, mate. No, today. I honestly think they could have got somebody out of the way and it'd gear exactly the same than what Brewster did. And that's not me jumping on his. That is just truth. Tell me one positive that come out of him coming on today. There weren't one. He's good. He's a striker, mate. He's a striker. Look at his goal scoring record. That's all you need to know. We can argue. We can talk about. Whether who likes him or don't like him, whatever, his stats tell you all they need to tell you. He gets 1 goal a year. He's averaging 1 goal a year, and that's not good enough.
Lucas, can you stick up for him a bit here or not?
Well, it's a bit of a sticky one because Brewster's actually my favourite player, believe it or not. I really like him just because the person he is. I know that's bad, but I just want him to do well. But then again, I don't know. It does just seem like I can see why everyone thinks we're wasting a wage on him, and obviously his price tag is a joke. But I just want him to do well, but I can't see it happening. I can't lie. I think it's done.
My nan's a right nice lass, Lucas, and you'd probably love her, but you won't want her in number 9 shirt up front for United, mate. I can tell you.
No, but
at least you're honest. At least you're honest, anyway.
Yeah, we do need more. Well, we need more up front, literally.
Yeah,
we do.
Better
overall as well.
Campbell going off, Connor, many said changed the game. We don't know how bad his injury is. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. But do you agree that you just lacked something when he went off?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel the second he went off, that attacking impetus that we had, it just seemed to die off. As much as, like I say, we can't really slander One as much, but it didn't really offer much. Obviously, it's a difficult game for him. It's a tough opposition. They've got some really big centre halves up against him, and he's only a young kid. But yeah, as soon as Campbell went off, we just seemed to lack any sort of goal threat.
Okay. And it highlights this final point here from Ian Shacks. We need to add to the squad in the transfer window. Too many young players having to be rushed through and away for Finn squad with injury suspensions. However, we're still in a fabulous position, though. We'll come on to the money you might be spending in the transfer window in a second. We spoke about it last week. But does today's game just highlight to you just how thin of a squad you have, perhaps compared to some of your title rivals?
I don't. What was that saying when they said you can't win out with kids? That's. I think if them kids are good enough, which I think ours are. I think Peck's more than good enough. I think Sariq is more than good enough. I think Arblaster obviously is injured, but more than good enough. Burrows, good enough. So I think it depends what kids you've got, doesn't it? If you went and got Barcelona's youth team, nobody's going to start moaning about them being 17, 18-year-old. It's just that. It's if like today Ryan won. If he's not quite up to it, people say, "Oh, it's because he's young. It's because they're inexperienced." But I think we have got a really good crop of youngsters, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Obviously, we need to strengthen, but that's probably because we're a bit light in numbers, not because they're not good enough. If that makes sense.
Okay, all right. Let's leave that game there, shall we, for a second? Before we move on, then it is. Of course, coming up to Christmas, and if you run a business in Sheffield or even a charity around the Sheffield area, we are giving away free advertising for the next 2 weeks on this channel. If you would like that, no cost at all, drop us an email, admin@theterracetalk.com. We will happily feature your own business or charity here on the screen as we review the next 2 weeks. Let's jump into the next discussion point then. New owners on their way, Lucas. The EFL have ratified your new owners to come in and take over, which I'm sure is going to be relief to many, given that we know what some decisions can take so long. The new owners coming in, apparently, according to the Bladesman, is going to allow Wilder to make 2 loan signings and will give him millions to fund any permanent deals that he wants. Ros, and now you're going to help me out here. Are we saying El Tuki met with Wilder when they came to the Sheffield Derby and want to give him all the help that they can? It's an open question to all of you. First of all, what do we know about our new owners, and are we all happy that the club is moving on, and is it the right step?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say so.
Yeah, definitely need a change. I think it's just your time comes to an end as an owner, and I think it's definitely the right time for Prince to move us on. He's had us up for sale for I don't know how many years now, and for whatever reason it's took this long, but it's nice to finally get it done. And if we can get it done by January transfer window and all, just so we can guarantee we can actually go for a few more loans or permanent signings, I think it'll be a massive boost to the squad.
Yeah, so two rich Americans here, Lucas. So there's going to be money coming in. So we hear.
Suits are permanent straight away. That's what I think. First thing should probably be, because we've not had a solid defence like this in a while. That obviously considered like 108 goals or what it were last season. So I think that's the first thing we need to do, and then just look at squad depth, really, which hopefully we'll be able to do if we've got money to spend.
Shax, your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed Prince's time. We've had 3 at the last 5 years in Premier League promotions. We've seen players come through door that I'm a bit older, so I can remember like dark days when we're in League One and times before under McCabe where we just had nothing. So I think Prince has given us a platform from which now we need to take the next step. But obviously, this step that we're on now, I don't think that would have been possible without him. Ground's looking completely different from when he took over. squad is obviously completely different. We attract a completely different calibre of players now from when he took over. So I think we've got a lot to thank him for as a fan base. I hear loads, so I see loads jumping on his back, but I think if you can remember what it was like under McCabe, I don't think you can be too harsh on Prince. But yeah, hopefully these new guys have got a few quid. Obviously, I've seen the headlines, what you've just put on, that they've got millions to spend. It'd be nice. Hopefully, Wilder doesn't spend it the same as last time he had millions and he bought McBurney, Brewster, and Berg. I'd like to see probably a director of football or something along them lines. Bit better recruitment, because it's all right having a lot of money, but you can waste a lot of money at the same time. I think we need to be smart, like Brentford, Brighton, teams like that, on how we spend money. Possibly go abroad, get a few younger players in, and then worst case scenario is you usually make your money back from them. Sometimes you can sell them on for massive money, but I think we need to stay away from chucking daft amounts of money at average players, which is what we've done in the past. And it sounds like we're going to have that money again.
Underneath that tweet, there was some people, as Shaq, you say, calling out the Prince and not being very complimentary. Connor, is it unfair, the criticism that some people level at your current owner?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, like Shaq has just said, we've spent I don't know how many years in top half at Championship or in Premier League, bar the seasons we had in League One. As soon as he got Wilder in, there were no looking back. They've had best memories that I've ever had watching United, seeing us go from League One, winning league title, 100 points, and then we've gone into Championship. Everyone's wrote us off. We had a top 10 finish followed by automatic promotion, and then we've seen as the top 10 in Premier League as well. I mean, I can understand some fans get on his back because of the whole points deduction, that sort of stuff. It's never happened in our history. But end of the day, it were a late payment. It weren't massive. It weren't like he's running club poorly or anything like that, and he's running us into the ground. And a lot of fans seem to think they know the ins and outs of businesses in terms of the club side of things, when most of them realistically don't. I don't know the ins and outs of the stuff, but you just see what everyone reports, and some people just want to jump on his back. But I think on the whole, like Shax has said, we've got a good infrastructure. We own our ground. We've got a new training ground in process. So I think things are only looking up for us now.
Okay, all right. Let us know your thoughts, of course, in the comments. Lucas, this week, all the talk in the footballing world has been about set pieces, given Arsenal's now reliance on it. So we thought we'd have a chat with you guys about set pieces. First of all, your view of it. Have we, Lucas, for you, have we gone too far?
I think it's
as a football
utter
fan here?
nonsense. That's what it is. I can't stand all set piece coaches when they're like Arsenal score and they'll start celebrating. I just think you just whip a ball in and get your place to head ball. Like realistically, that's what it is. But
yeah, I mean, Connor, I remember being at school, and I know school football teams, and they'll just say, "Look, set pieces is just about whip a good ball in and get your head on it, son." That's as simple as it is. Norwich, for example, our leading story with them this week is they want to sack their set piece coach. Is it ridiculous?
I think that it's a bit technical nowadays, isn't it? Football, they're obsessed with starts. They're creating starts up that you never heard. Every week there seems to be a new start in play. And I think it does get a bit extreme, especially the higher up the leagues you go, they seem to be more technical. You've got a coach for set pieces, one for corners, one for this, one for that. It does seem extreme, but I think it's just modern football for you nowadays. It just seems to get more extremes with everything.
At the end of the video, we're going to be asking these three for who's the best ever dead ball specialist who put on a Blades shirt. So get ready to put your comments and answer that for us. Shax, in terms of the statistics in set pieces this year, Derby are the set piece specialists, but you're not too bad yourself with 6 goals that have come from dead balls. No penalties, though. Obviously, Kiefer Moore missed one, I think. So you are up there, and certainly in terms of your rivals, you can see where Leeds and Burnley and Sunderland don't even feature on that. So, do you think anything more needs to be done to help you in this area? Obviously, winning a few penalties might help.
I think I think it's probably going back 15 years we've been crap at corners. I mean, we've tried everybody. We've tried Norwood. I even go back to Stephen Quinn. I thought Burrows were going to be answer, but he's got a good cross during the game, but his corners, I just think we're terrible at corners. We never seem to be able to get our players on end of corners. So I think corners is probably going to be our Achilles heel. Free kicks, we've obviously got Aimer, we've got Burrows who can take a good free kick, but I think we're never going to be right up at top of them charts because I think corners just let us down. We're not brilliant at defending them either. There always seems to be like a bit of a panic in box. Or today you saw one against West Brom, ball coming to middle. It just seems to be like panic in middle all the time, and then when we're attacking them, we just, I don't know. We've got Suter. I mean, he's about 25'8" tall. I don't think he's got an end of one of them yet and scored for us, or even got an end of one of them. And now I don't think he scored this season, if I'm right. I think last person scored from a corner for us was Trusty in a cup game. That's literally the last time I can remember scoring from one. So yeah, I think corners are his Achilles heel when you're talking dead ball stats for me.
Okay. All right, let us know your views on that in the comments. We'll come back to that dead ball specialist in a second. FA Cup draw was made before last time we spoke to you. We were all hoping for a big name. Lucas, I don't think you were hoping for Cardiff at home on a Thursday night, were you?
It's boring, isn't it? just really boring. I mean, I'll still go, but it's just boring. I'm not too fussed about Cup, to be fair, but
yeah. Connor, I think it is probably the most uninspiring team in the most uninspiring fixture time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I don't think they actually want anyone to go to the match. Putting it at 7 o'clock on a Thursday just after Christmas. I mean, the numbers were going to be bad anyway just because it's Cardiff. And then the fact they've done it at that time on a Thursday, I can't see there being many sides of ground being open. And yeah, I can't see it being a good. And they say about the magic of the FA Cup and all this and that, and then they go and do that to us.
Yeah, it is killing an otherwise good competition, Shax, isn't it? All the stupid fixtures.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw a couple of years ago they had that campaign. I think it was 20 is plenty for away games. Surely all fans of all clubs can get together and sort some sort of campaign out to get like 90% of games at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, because Thursday, forget the fact that it's Cardiff, Thursday at 7 o'clock is horrific on its own. I mean, I saw Peterborough have drawn Everton away, and then they've ruined that kick-off time as well. You know, it's last ever time they'll get a chance to go to Goodison Park. I think it's first time they've ever had a chance to go, and then they've put it on a time when there's no trains back from Everton back to you know what I mean? They don't think about fans, so I think that's something that all clubs, all chairmans, all fan groups should get together and at least make every 20 games, like 19 of them should be at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and then it's fair, innit? You know what I mean? You can't.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is. Is it the TV companies? Is it police? But they pick and choose these kick-off times and days. It's just not football. At Thursday tea time, that's not for football, is it?
No, absolutely well said. 100% agree with you. It's a season of goodwill. So very quickly, we're asking who's the best fans that have visited Bramall Lane this season to nearly finish with. Connor?
To be honest, I thought they didn't bring a lot in terms of numbers, but when Oxford came not too long ago, they were poor all game in terms of on the pitch, but the fans were pretty decent when they turned up.
Okay. All right. Lucas?
the first thing I thought was Oxford because I can't really remember, but I remember Oxford bringing like barely any, and they were louder than Wednesday. I'm not even joking. The whole way through. That's all I can really remember.
Now, behave yourself. Shags?
Sunderland, and I fought Sunderland for years. To be fair, every time they've ever come to Lane, I remember when they had they got promoted to Premier League, and they give them both tiers. Back when they had Kevin Kyle up front, that big Scottish giant. But they've always been a big club. Them Sunderland, we're good fans. I thought they were brilliant.
Okay, right, great shouts. We're recording this before the Millwall result, of course, so we can't comment too much on that. But another game this weekend. And before we get to that, what about the best ever dead ball deliverer for the Blades. Connor?
It's a struggle, to be honest, because I don't think we've ever had a very good set ball specialist. It's always been like what Shaq said earlier. We had Quinney back when I was younger, growing up and stuff like that. He were decent, but he were never out special. And then we've gone from that to Norwood, who could occasionally put a good in him, but it's a struggle. In terms
1
of
in
actual,
10.
yeah, that's what I mean. In terms of actual free kicks, in terms of scoring, I always love James Beattie on him. But in terms of a set piece specialist for corners, I can't name one off the top of my head.
Okay. Lucas?
I'm probably just going to have to say Norwood, really. I ain't got much choice, but he were better at the mint game, just like what Lee just said. When it comes to corners and set pieces, for some reason, they just become disabled.
Thanks.
Dead James Beattie, free kicks and penalties. His penalties were unbelievable. He used to do like a routine where he walked away from ball and then he'd just spin round and then bang, he scored. And then I remember he come on injured against Wednesday at Bramall Lane on a night match, and he come on, he were limping when he were coming onto the pitch, but we were just that desperate. And he come on and scored a free kick from about 25 yards. He were a good player, Beattie, but yeah, I'd definitely go in.
Right.
But corners, just forget about it. We need wiping out from history our corner record.
All right, if you can beat that comment below. Plymouth then this weekend, the Michael Cooper derby. Wayne Rooney's in town. Well, actually, if he doesn't beat Swansea midweek, he might not be. Should be 3 points this, Lucas, shouldn't it?
Yeah, hopefully we'll have stronger side out. Hopefully we'll have the centre backs back. I feel like it would be similar to Oxford game, to be fair. I could see it a lot like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they was to come to Bramall Lane and score against Cooper, who's not conceded yet. It just wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if Plymouth did it.
Shaq, you haven't really battered anyone yet. Is this first opportunity we might see a 4 or 5 goal line? Goal score.
To be fair, like Lucas has just said, you could see like a bit of a flying ointment with this one, couldn't you? You could see everybody thinks we're just going to roll them over, and then Cooper might be due that howler that every single Sheffield United keeper we've ever had seems to have. So hopefully it don't come against them, but it should be a routine win. Maybe Rooney's thinking about his missus St Jungle. He might not have his eyes on training. So yeah, I mean, you've got to go 2-3-0 win on old home form, but like Lucas said, you never know, they might sneak a goal and then get us on back foot, but I'm going to go an home win, comfortable home win.
All right, brilliant. Right, enjoy your football this week. Thank you very much for sharing all of that with us. Of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. 200 subscribers in the last 5 weeks. Thank you so much for all your support. We really much appreciate it. Growing quicker than any other team that we cover, so we're really grateful for you checking us out every single week. Press subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and we'll see you in 7 days' time to review Millwall and Plymouth. Enjoy.